Okay, COMM 101, here we go on part 2 of the comments on the speeches, speech number 3, the informative speech. This goes out to a fantasy named Rambler. Rambler, you talked about the Second Amendment. It's an interesting topic, maybe overdone in speech classes, but you didn't have any kind of flow. You just had boom, 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 and it didn't tie together. It was very disjointed. And it was really hard to follow your speech with your outline. You have sniffles, where you're doing, you want to be careful of that when you're speaking. And I know it's that time of year, but you want to be really careful of that. And for fun, run your speech in fast forward and watch how many times you see yourself touching yourself in the speech. Way too much contact with your body. You see me scratch my nose from time to time. I would avoid that assiduously if I was giving a speech in front of people. You do not want to do that. There was too much negative nonverbal. The way you kind of look, the way you stand, and things like that was not very well presented in terms of positiveness. You had decent outlines. You had way too many vocalized pauses, ahs, you did not have a visual, which is required, even though you referenced the visual, a gun permit, in your outline, and you did not have 3 sources. Now, comment. The strict constructionists who talk about the Constitution will talk about the fact that a well-regulated militia and the right to bear arms go together, that it's the right of the militia to bear arms, and that it does not deal specifically with the right of people to bear arms. Now, I know that in some quarters is a specious argument, but it is an argument, and it is one that you probably want to recognize, especially if you want to tear it down and say that the Second Amendment of the Constitution deals specifically with my right to have a gun. And if you want to say that, then it's perhaps a good idea for you to talk about the fact that it's in a line that talks about a well-regulated militia and the right to bear arms, and tear those things apart so that it becomes really obvious what's going on. Your sources were not cited clearly and were not handled properly in your outline. You had a lot of distracting mannerisms. Your visual aids were not there. Your gestures and movements were the things I told you about where you're touching yourself. And also your bibliography and works cited was wanting. So I'm talking to Rambler. You did a speech on Second Amendment, and those are the comments. Let's move on now to Kentucky. Kentucky, you talked about Dracula. What great timing this time of year to be talking about Dracula. Well done. By the way, your appearance was fantastic. Sometimes when people give speeches, they dress like they would dress to clean out the garage. You're giving a speech. You want to pay special attention to that. So nice job, too, on your visuals. A good topic. Well done. Don't get lost now in your own speech. Again, for you, establish your credibility. Why are you talking about this? Why should I pay any attention to what you have to say? Now, the attempt at the visuals, very well done. However, move the computer closer to the camera, because for all practical purposes, I couldn't tell what was on the screen, on your computer screen at all. Cite your sources in the speech. Make sure you're constantly referencing what your sources are. Where did you get that? Why are you saying that? That's got to be a part of the speech itself. Learn how to insert those sources in there, and smooth out the blips. Rework your visuals a little bit. But what a great speech. This was a compelling and interesting speech, well delivered. The only thing that I have that goes below average is fair on your sources being cited. On average, your sources again, your outline, preparing the audience for the ending was an average. Don't begin your speech real rushed. A little more vocal variety. Use your pauses more effectively, and the bibliography citing your sources is the thing. But overall, Kentucky, nice job, very good job. Your appearance was spectacular, and that makes a huge difference in your credibility. That, you know, if you dress like you're cleaning out the garage and you're speaking on something important, I've already dismissed part of it because of the way you look. When you come dressed fit to kill and looking like you really care about everything that's going on, then I pay more attention to your speech. It's common nature. It's what human beings do. So nice speech on Dracula. All right. Last up is Kat. Kat, you spoke on genealogy. Relax. You look terrified. I mean, your face. Look at your face. You look terrified. I cannot see your visuals very well at all. You appear to be reading something off to your right. It's more like you're looking over here than you're looking into the camera. If you're looking over here and not into the camera, see the difference on eye contact? You're not talking to me, in fact. You're reading to me on whatever's on those cards over there. Stand still. You're swaying too much when you're speaking. It's very distracting when you're doing this. Stand still. And you said where they come from instead of where they came from. Watch your grammar. In terms of things, show a little enthusiasm for what you're talking about. You had a good topic. You did a decent job of establishing your credibility. Show some enthusiasm for it. Convince me I need to pay attention to it. Convince me I need to do something like that. You're informing me, but also you're trying to do a little bit of, you know, hey, you can do this. You might find it interesting, as I did, and go from there. But overall, decent job. Kat, nice going. Now, let's, in the couple of seconds that we have remaining here, just say stay up to date on everything. Read all of the instructions on what you're supposed to do on everything. Turn in the assignments. Turn in the assignments on time. Follow all of the directions. There's some huge points going up this week because of these speeches, and you only have 2 more left, and so pay attention. Okay? Have a great weekend. Happy Halloween. Don't let anything cross your path that's going to bring you bad luck, and we'll see you again next time.